So Hollywood controversy is exploding right now because Matt Damon and Ben Affleck are officially sued over the Netflix crime thriller The Rip. What started as one of Netflix's biggest crime movie releases of the year has suddenly turned into a real-life legal battle involving Miami-Dade police officer who claim the film destroyed their reputation. The Rip follows two narcotic detectives, Lieutenant Dane Dumaras, played by Matt Damon, and Sergeant J.D. Bryan, played by Ben Affleck, who discovers millions of dollars in cartel cash hidden in a stash house. At first, the situation seems straightforward, but once the officers are ordered to stay at the scene and account for every dollar, paranoia and corruption begin taking over. The movie quickly spirals into betrayal, violence, and complete chaos inside the police department. The film was actually received pretty well by audience and critics after arriving on Netflix, with many viewers praising its tension, dark atmosphere, and the chemistry between Damon and Affleck. But despite the strong reception, two real Miami-Dade officers are now claiming the movie crossed a line. According to reports, Officer Jason Smith and Jonathan Santana filed a lawsuit against Damon and Affleck's production company, Artist Equity, along with Falco Productions. The officer claimed that even though the movie never directly used their name, audience have connected them to corrupt police characters shown in the film. And because of that connection, they say their personal and professional reputation have suffered major damage. The lawsuit includes accusation of defamation per se, defamation by implication, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Essentially, the officer believe the movie portrays them and their department as unethical and corrupt, even if it never openly identifies them on screen. One of the biggest issues in the complaint involves scenes where police officers violate protocol in extreme ways. The lawsuit specifically points to moments involving Ben Affleck's character, including a shocking sequence where his character kills a DEA agent. The officer argues that while the movie claims to be inspired by real events, it exaggerated details so heavily that viewers started making assumptions about real people connected to the original case. And according to the lawsuit, the fallout apparently became personal very quickly. Smith and Santana claimed that friends, co-workers, and even relatives started questioning how they could afford things like upgraded homes, expensive vehicles, boats, and private schools after that movie came out. The officer argued that audience connected those lifestyle assumptions directly to the corrupt cops shown in the rip. What makes this situation even more dramatic is the claim that officer's legal team actually contacted Damon and Affleck before the movie was released. The lawsuit says attorney reached out in December 2025 asking for the release to be delayed because they believed the film was defamatory. But according to the filing, the producer rejected those concerns and moved forward with the release anyway. After the movie debuted in January 2026, Damon and Affleck and the producer reportedly responded by arguing that the complaints had no legal basis because the film never explicitly accused the officers of wrongdoing. In other words, their defense appears to be that characters are fictional enough to avoid direct liability. So now the entire situation could turn into a major legal test about whether the line exists between where the line exists between inspired by true events and damaging real person's reputation. Hollywood has dealt with lawsuits like this before, but case involving law enforcement and alleged fictional portrayal can become extremely complicated very fast. At the moment, neither Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, or nor Artist Equity have publicly commented on the lawsuit. Netflix has also reportedly declined to comment after being contacted by reporters. Meanwhile, all of this controversy is only bringing more attention to the rap itself. Some viewers are now revisiting the movie specifically to compare the fictional events with real world allegation behind the lawsuit. And if this case moves forward in court, it could expose even more details about how closely the film was based on actual events and actual officer. For now, though, what was supposed to be gritty crime thriller has suddenly become one of Hollywood's biggest legal controversies of the year. Thank you for watching. Bye.